Hello, hello. I was waiting for a moment for the guy outside to stop talking, but he's been talking for like 2 minutes straight. So if anybody hears any noise in the background of my video, they've been playing football since 7 a.m. Why would you start a football game at 7 a.m.? Why would you subject kids to that? I don't know. So they've been playing football since forever in the morning. And they're still going. So if you hear a guy screaming in the background, if you hear goal, it's not me. I don't have a game in the background. It's just the way that I live, I guess. So I might be just a little bit of a grouch today. But hello. It's me. I was sick yesterday. I was gone. And now I'm back. And we are here, and I was thinking about what to make today, and something about birdhouses just called out. I think it might have been T who said make a birdhouse. It might have been my idea. I don't remember. You sure it isn't soccer with the animation you just did? Might be soccer, but I think for sure it's football. So yeah, we're gonna make a birdhouse today. It is birdhouse day. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw some music on, and we're just gonna dig into it. I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you right now, I'm gonna be out all day. This is gonna be a weird day. I've been saying that for the past like 5 streams. Today's the weird one. If you've been waiting for the weird one, it's today. It's happening. You get your weird day. That being said, I've kind of a good idea for how this birdhouse is gonna work. Also, I'm looking at this birdhouse. This is a bad birdhouse. It has 2, maybe even 4 openings on it. Why would a bird want like an atrium? It's a bad birdhouse. That's not how birdhouses work. So let's make ourselves a good birdhouse. Not a bad one. Alright, so how am I going to make a birdhouse? First things first, we're just going to build out the form. This is going to be one of these sketches where I'm either going to be done in like 30 minutes or I'm going to be here until the dawn of time. And I'm not sure which yet. Hey, what's up, Beryl? How's everybody? Greemall, how are you? Greemall, I never ask you how you're doing. How are you doing, Greemall? You're one of the more mysterious figures in chat, Greemall. And if you want to keep it that way, that's cool. That's fine by me. But you're mysterious. We don't know that much about you, Greemall. I'm feeling a lot better. I still feeling a little bit. I'm very sleep deprived. I got woken up way too early this morning. But I'm okay. You know, people eat more bananas than monkeys. In 2010, people ate however many? Beryl. 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 Beryl's got jokes. A long shower? Alright, Greemall. What a long shower tells me is that you are a creative person. Because business folk, the math and butter bread, butter on toast people, they don't do long showers. Long showers are for artists. So you must be an artist. That's what I understand. Okay, we're going to split this guy in half. Nope, before we do that, we're going to put a hole in it. We'll go ahead and scale that thing on down. Bring it on down here. We'll give it a little rim. I'm not even sure. This is not a usable birdhouse. No bird has ever lived here. But we'll continue on as if they had. Okay, we're going to delete that. And we're going to go ahead and pull down 2 of these little guys. And we should be looking kind of groovy. What are people who take long baths then? Vampires. If you take long baths, you're a vampire. Like, unequivocally, you are a vampire. Which is cool. I respect that. But you're a vampire. You know what? I'm going to go all the way like that. I think that's not the best idea in the world, but I don't have a better idea. So I really like taking baths, but I can't manage to take long ones because I don't fit into any bathtub. I'm much too large to fit into a bathtub. So I get kind of irritated with bathtubs. I want to like them, but I just can't. I'm just not given the opportunity to like bathtubs. So when I do take a bath, I just do the best I can, you know? That's all I can do. This looks weird. Something's off about this. Oh, I see. I can do this. We can solve this. If I go ahead and I put on something like that. There we go. That'll do it. Those long baths, you enter warm and then take too long and leave because the tub gets cold. Yeah. I completely get that. I wish I could fit in bathtubs, honestly. Like, there'd be nothing better than to have like a waterproof keyboard and mouse, I suppose, because I do use my mouse a lot. There'd be nothing better than having like a waterproof like keyboard and mouse and just living in a bathtub. But alas, I'm too big for them. I sit in a bathtub and I'm just like, boy, I wish I could fit in this thing. Like, I wish I was just not... Hello? That's just my existence. Always has been. We're going to go ahead and reduce this guy. I think this is going to be the way we do this. You'd macerate? Honestly? I have no problem with that. Turn me into goo. Just turn me into goo, honestly. I would gladly just turn into goo to have the world's longest bath. At this point, there should be bigger bathtubs, some too small. I used to bring a laptop to the tub and risk it all, which was nice. That's crazy. You're a wild card. Also, I'm going to divide that in half. This is getting more and more abstract. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna blame it all on being sick, okay? And we're all gonna just like live with that. We're all just gonna accept that that's just the way things are. Nobody's gonna call me out for being sick, of course. Why would you harass a sick person? So everything I do now is fine, and I can get away with murder. Okay, so that's not terrible. It's kind of terrible. The reason why I'm doing all this is just because I want to do this. I just want to build a little tray out. In fact, I think the tray should not be that bad. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this guy on out like that. There we go. Look at that. That is perfect looking. We're looking up here. It doesn't look the same, but it looks fine. It's not as round as I want it to be, but I don't mind. And the birds aren't going to mind either. So you know what? This is it. Now, I wasn't thinking about this earlier. I was just kind of making a birdhouse as quick as I could. But should I fill this with like nesting material? And I think the obvious answer is yes, I should, but how am I going to do that? Oh, that's a weird normal. Ain't that just weird? Let's recalculate outside, and we'll remove these guys, and this should solve that problem. So we'll grab you one more time, and we're going to recalculate outside. I think that'll fix him. No, it won't. Okay, let's just reverse the normals on this guy. Face. Normals. Normals, normals, normals. Where are my normals? Normals. Reverse. Flip. Can I recalculate inside with just one? No, you can't. Oh, yes, you can. Hey, we've done it. Just looked a little bit weird while we were doing it. Okay, birdhouse. We're ready to go. So if I know anything about birds, which I know everything about birds, birds don't like high ceilings. Birds, when they go to sleep, they like to be tucked in at night. They like to be put into a nice little tiny container. And so we're going to put them in a nice tiny little container here. They're going to be right down in here just hanging out, having a great time with their moms and dads and daughters and sons. And then we're just going to be going. Sorry about the guy who's screaming outside my window. Boy, I'm not normally this irritated, but because I haven't slept, I'm over it. There's nothing quite like being sick and just like being super sleep deprived and then you wake up to somebody screaming. There's just something about it. It's one of those moments. There we go. There we go. Look at that. So we have the hint that it's 3D, but it's not actually 3D. Like, these are 2D little planes, but it's going to hint and look like the whole thing has some volume, which should be good. So, next. What do we do next? We should round out some of this stuff, but I'm going to wait just a moment on that. Am I going to wait a moment on that? Maybe I'm not. I'm not sure. Let's build the roof. Being roughly awoken when you aren't fully rested, not great. Yeah, it's just a weird feeling. Just a bizarre feeling at the very least. But hey, that's life. If life was easy, we'd all be over and done with it, wouldn't we? So I guess there's never like a one and done sort of solution to this sort of stuff. So I think what we should do at all costs is embrace the trials of life and try not to go too crazy about them, even if they do drive us crazy at times. Now, I think this is too big of a roof for a birdhouse, but if I really sit here and think about it, I want to have an awning so the birds can sit on their little balcony. So why wouldn't I just make the roof a little bit bigger? Yep, that looks just about perfect. There we go. Gonna make ourselves a nice little roof here. So we're just making a little bit of a witch's hat, basically. I have a cool idea for how I want this roof to look. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but we're going to give it a shot. I had this idea about 10 minutes before I started stream. I had this idea that I could do something really weird that I've never done before, because I've come close to this process a bunch, but I've never thought about doing it like this. Your skin would turn to goo, leaving the muscles and endodermis nerve connections. Not only would it be pure agony, but it would be extremely likely get infected. Should you survive, your skin would be replaced by scar tissue. Yeah, no, that's all according to plan, Beryl. I don't see what the concern here is. This is all according to plan. Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to take this, and we're going to go, wham, and we're going to go, wham. Oh, actually, let me go up. Let's do this from the top. Let's do this from the top. So we're going to go whamp, and whamp, and whamp, and whamp. Okay, so we have a bunch of weird little curves here. That's a funky birdhouse. So now I take it and I go apply scale and I come back to here and we grab it and we hopefully solve our problem. Hopefully this looks good. I think it will. That looks all right. Let's put some auto normals on there. And honestly, I can't be that upset with it. I guess we should throw a little bit of a raise on the sides. Wizardly, very wizardly. Now, there's a problem. Folks, we have a problem. I messed up. Let's do it again. Let's do it again, because I have a problem. I done goofed it. We need to have only 3. And we need to Jeezy them up just a little bit so we have this little cone shape. Now I'm going to do it again. We messed up because I need to do something very specific with it. I kind of forgot that we were trying to keep it a little artificial. I was trying to round it out maybe a little too much. So I'm going to chill out just a little bit. Chillax, bro. So again, we're going to stick with 3 instead of 4 this time. And get these nice big angles. We want really strong big angles here. Like that. Nice, big, strong angles. Now, there's a reason we're doing it like this, and it's going to become immediately apparent as soon as I finalize this. Okay, so it looks a little chunky. Here's the idea. Here is the idea. I'm going to grab you. And we're going to extrude along normals. Gandalf the birdhouse, basically. That is basically what has happened here. There we go. That's it. I think we've done it. We're going to have to bring that down a little bit, but I think we've done it. So let's do the exact same thing. This is getting a little weird. I hate the way that it goes up. That up is annoying, but I think we got ourselves a little system here. There is an add-on for Blender that repeats operations in like a really consistent way, but I don't think we want to be doing it like that. Extrude based off of global? No. How do I want to extrude this? Not global, not normal. Gimbal, not gimbal. Local. How am I going to do this? I thought this was going to be easy. Lo and behold, Red thought something was going to be easy, and it turns out it's not. Based? Oh no. The based is back. Okay. We're just gonna go for it. You know? If you know, you know. We're just gonna go for it. Just a real quick birdhouse. And the bottom's already set, so I don't care about the bottom. Okay. So now we go dissolve. We go dissolve. Oh, it does look good. It doesn't look right, but it does look good. which is honestly how I view my own bodily beauty. Doesn't look right, does look good. It's kind of the goal in life. Okay, so we got ourselves a weird stepping roof. It's cool. I hate that the point is messed up a little bit, but I think we'll have to live on that. Now I'm questioning if I should do one more layer on this thing. And I think the answer is yes, I should. Oh gosh, this is going to get crazy. This is going to get out of hand. That'll do. Okay. I see how we're going to do this. I see it. I see it. You all see it. We all see it. Oh, my brain cannot handle doing this many operations right now. The computer that is my brain cannot parse all of this at once. It's going to be one of these days. What? What? Oh, I see. I did not do it correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Boom. I should really show off what keys I'm pressing all at once here, because it's kind of a little bit of an Olympic-like scheme that I'm doing. Let's go ahead and show off our controls. Turn that display capture on. There we go. I was pressing like 1,000 keys at once to make that work. I've done it too late. You can't see it anymore, but I was kind of blowing my brain off trying to figure out how to do that. Okay, so off the top of my head, I think what we want to do is go like this. And we want to extrude along normals, individual faces. Have you ever tried turning it on and off again? Honestly, never occurred to me. Oh, this is gonna wreck my brain. This is gonna be a challenge right here. Let's count how many operations it takes until I mess this one up. Oh. I can feel my own sleepiness in my brain right now. Okay, well that one doesn't want to work. But I'm gonna have to ask you to work, please. Hey Beryl, what are you currently working on? I know you just finished your dude. I don't know if it's offensive or not to say that they're a crocodile. Are they a crocodile? There's some kind of lizard. Some kind of reptilian man. I know you started off by making a VR chat model for your friend. Where are you at now? What are you up to now? You making thousands of dollars making furry art? Or why aren't you doing that? It's a snake? Okay. It's a snake, but it has arms and biceps. Which in my mind is a crocodile. Like, what is a crocodile if not like an armed snake? A snake with a Second Amendment. They even do the same spin move. They have the same signature move. If they were Pokemon, a crocodile would be the evolved form of a snake. In my mind. It's actually the missing link between the Ekans and Feraligator line. Okay. This should be... Oh, it's impossible to click anything here. Should I be working from the inside out? I probably should. But we're not going to do that. Please. Please just make the treehouse work. Treehouse? Birdhouse. This is like melting my brain looking at this. At least it's getting quicker. At least we have less to do as we go further up. You know what? I'm going on the inside. Let me in. I don't know if this is going to help. You know what? I've gotten so used to it doing one way. Let's just do it that way. Just finish the job. Oh no, I've lost it. Where am I? There we go. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay, so I am just about to go crazy. I'm just about to lose my mind, but we're also almost done. So once we're done, I hope we don't have to redo this step. I desperately hope we don't have to redo this, because that would ruin me as a person. Assuming we're actually done. That part's done. This guy's not done. Assuming we can finish here, what I need to do is then just check my heights. So I'm going to go ahead and lower each of these down just a little bit. And that'll be how we solve this whole thing. Sure, that looks fine. I have the desperate feeling that we're missing one, but we'll miss it when we miss it, I suppose. All right, with this, I will have closed it out. That looks about right. Am I missing one? I can't see any that I'm missing, so I think we're done. Let's look at normal. That looks bad. Why does that look like that? Hold on. Also, how come I can't move my gimbal at all? What? What? I'm missing my guy. I'm missing a little guy here. Why am I missing a dude? What's this about? Well, that's frustrating. Okay, well, we're just going to continue out from here. So we'll just do a little GX, push him out. We'll do a little bit of GX, push you out. We're going to get them all at different sizes. I don't know why it's missing. That's weird. I don't even know if I like the way that this looks, if I'm being perfectly honest. There's something very weird about it. Let me go ahead and start connecting up some of these shingles together, and I'm going to dissolve that middle layer and see if that does anything for us. So we're going to just go ahead and do some paths all the way around this, and we're going to cross our fingers that this solves our problem and we don't have to sit and cry in the corner. As much as I would love to cry on stream, and it would be a real honor to share that with everybody, I'm not going to do that today. Oh, that's terrible. How do we solve this? So, like, for sure, like 100%, I can come in here all the way around here. Hey, what's up, T? Blender has decided to stop working for us, so we're really in it now. Also, why is it doing this? This seems odd, doesn't it? Why are all these guys weird? Blender gets corner time? Honestly. Sounds about right. If Blender takes too much corner time, I'm going to take corner time is how it's going to work. So if I just dissolve. What? What's happening? Okay, let's GG down. Looks like a stack of pancakes, except you use half of the remaining batter. How dare you? How dare you? Let's merge by distance. There we go. So how it should work now. Oh, I just messed everything up. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Hey, folks, he doesn't know what he's doing. Okay, so let me look up real quick. How did I lose my little move gizmo? Blender, hide move gizmo. No, viewport gizmos. All right, what's the hotkey? Just give me the hotkey. Apparently it's here. Oh, and I turned off all of them somehow. I don't know how that's possible. They're still hidden. Why are they hidden? I've turned them on. Why are they hidden? I've turned them on. What's happening? Show me the gizmo, please. What have I done? It's because I hit play. It's because the animation was turned on. Folks, we have lost it today. It's just, we're just gonna have one of those days. Hey, what's up, CQDK? Welcome to Madness. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-bum. Bum-ba-dum-bum-bum. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. You might think that I took medication before this stream. I assure you I didn't. I'm just crazy. I've just lost my mind is all that it is. Okay, so I actually don't hate the way this looks. There's one step at the end that I think is really going to solidify what we're doing here. But otherwise, I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this setup. That looks a lot better than it was before. I can live with that. Oh, Kirby's Air Ride. Let's go on the Kirby's Air Ride music. You like Birdhouse? I also like Birdhouses. Honestly, the more and more I 3D model, the more I'm like, I'm just creating excuses for like organic greenhouse spaces to be created. Ultimately, it's all I want, is just to like make greenhouses. That's not true. I actually want them a lot more than that, but that's definitely a big part of my like design language when it comes to all of this. How's the solidify modifier gonna help? What? It's not. I don't think a solidify modifier would do anything for this. The new Kirby game looks so cute. Yo, so for anybody who hasn't seen the new Nintendo Direct, they're making Kirby Mario Odyssey. It looks like it's gonna be maybe one of the best games Nintendo's ever made. It depends if you like Kirby games or not. I really like Kirby games. Like, Kirby to me is the franchise that like can do no wrong. Planet Robotnik was like such a cool, weird, lovely little game. So I love Kirby to death. But if you don't like Kirby, this game probably doesn't look that good. But man, I'm excited. Boy, is this going to take forever or what? You said your last step is going to be is going to solidify what you're doing. Oh, I see. We got a little kappa in chat. You know what? Just for that, I'm going to solidify the whole thing. Just for you. You never explained what you're up to, by the way, Beryl. What are you up to? What are you working on? What's next? What's next in the great world of barrels? Oh man, Pikmin 2. I love Pikmin. Pikmin is a game that is sort of the antithesis of Nintendo games in my mind. I was thinking about Zelda last night. I was thinking a lot about Zelda last night. Oh, I'm dying. Okay. I was thinking a lot about Zelda last night. And I kind of came to the realization, I know I'm going to offend some people in chat. Still doing retopo, I understand. Zelda is a franchise that is very fun in memory. And there's some science behind why that is. But, you know, we can wait on that stuff. But basically, Zelda is a game that is very fun in memory. But I don't think those games are, like, super fun when you're actually sitting with a controller in your hand. There's exceptions, right? Like, I like Skyward Sword a lot. I'm a big fan of Skyward Sword. I know everyone hates it, but I like Skyward Sword. I think Skyward Sword's good. Twilight Princess obviously is great. Breath of the Wild kind of doesn't count as a Zelda game, whether you like it or not. But, like, a lot of Zelda games, at least in my opinion, you play them, and I'm kind of like, I get it. Like, everybody says Ocarina of Time is the best Zelda game ever made. Everybody loves it. Everybody has nostalgia for it, whatever. I diagnose you with nostalgia. Yeah, basically. Like, everybody says Ocarina of Time is great. The default experience you have in Ocarina of Time is running through a field with a single grass texture, rolling, because in your mind, rolling makes you go a little bit faster than running. That's it. That's like the majority of the game, is you're like just running through a field and there's nothing to interact with. And when there finally is something to interact with, it's just kind of simple. I don't know. Everybody, when you think of Ocarina of Time, people will go like, oh, I hate the water temple. I love like the forest temple and the Great Deku Tree, and they love like moments, which is cool. It's a story, right? It's like a book. It's an interactive book. But like to play it as a game, I don't know. I don't want to play Ocarina of Time more than like once every 3 years. And I think everyone is maybe a little nostalgic for it more than anything else. Pikmin, the point of all this, while the Pikmin song just ended, the point of all this is I think Pikmin's the opposite. Pikmin's a game that people are not nostalgic for the most part. Like, no, I don't think a lot of people look back on Pikmin and go like, remember that time Louis stole the parts? Like, people don't think like that. But you play it, and Pikmin is like, man, I play Pikmin, and it's just nonstop fun. The whole time I'm playing Pikmin, I'm like, this is a great experience. I'm enjoying myself. It's kind of the antithesis of Nintendo games. Anyway, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'm going to be releasing a paper on this, so I'm looking for some funding. Just kidding. I think all of that being said, Kirby might be the perfect franchise that has both. Like, I can look back on Kirby Crystal Shards, and I can, like, distinctly remember all of the rock forms that you take on. So, fun fact, in Kirby, you can get a double rock form that, like, turns you into a bunch of random animals. And I can picture what all those animals look like in my mind. So, it's very nostalgic. But then you pick it up and you play it, and it's also like, wow. It's also fun. It's also a good game. I'm sure, like, very few people actually disagree with this. I'm not sure why I'm making such a big deal about it. Guess I'm just talking off my head. Kirby. Cureby. Okay, we are almost done with this monstrosity. Please. See, the thing is, I did all of this. I still have one more step. I'm not even done. So that's the house. Now, what's like kind of crazy about this is I now have to grab a bunch of these things. Grab all of them. But I have to intentionally skip over the ones that I've already done. Oh my god. The people who go to kids' football games and they bring an air horn with them, it's like, that ain't it. That's not the look. Hey, buds, that's not the look. Don't do that. I think there's a big difference between supporting your children and, like, making a ruckus for no reason. I think a lot of people look at children's sport events and say, hey, it's time for me to have my moment. And it's like, why? They're kids playing sports. Chill. You don't need to make a moment out of it. That ain't your moment. You know what? It's my moment. Because I've been sick. Hey, Chaos. Chaos, I am very sleep deprived. I'm losing my mind on stream. We're all here for it. And, yeah, that's all there is to it. How are you doing? I didn't do this one. Whoops. We'll come back and do that in just a moment. The rest of them I can do on my own. I think it was about, there's a way to select all the edges and displace them randomly. There is, I'd have to do a bunch of hiding in my mind to make it work. There might be an easier way to do it, but I think I'd have to hide the mesh. which seems a little overly complicated for me. So I opted against it. And I did it the old-fashioned way, with piece of paper and a ruler. You know what I've realized? What I'm currently realizing about myself? Me being sick and talking out of my mind about just whatever pops into my brain is what is what good streamers do. This is every time you've ever gone into like a 2,000 person stream, this is all it is. So I think I just found the secret to success is just like lose your actual mind when you're on stream and just talk about anything. So I guess I found my niche. Okay, so this guy's got to go up just a bit. And now these guys. Streamer mode is on. Yeah, basically. How little sleep can you have before you go on stream? And that determines your success. This looks really cool. I'm okay. Just got back from family visiting. Is it the same family visiting that you had to do all that cleaning from? Or is it separate? Also, was it you that was telling me that your mom got sick? I don't know if that's proprietary information. Let me take that back. I can't take it back because it's been said, but I'm going to not reveal more details. Now, okay, I see it. We're about there. I see the error in my ways. I see, what? Is that not an object right there? What? What is happening? What I should be able to do is switch to this. Hey. Oh, is it Joe's cooking stream today? Oh no, I'm missing Joe's cooking stream. Oh man. That sucks. I wish I knew. It's the same one. Yes, everyone's been doing okay currently. Also, just got our leaky roof fixed, which is a relief. Very good. Also, I'm assuming the, oh, yes. Oh, I'm so sad I'm missing Joe's cooking stream. You were not talking about the cooking stream while I was in voice chat. Yes, please. I'm gonna watch it afterwards. Friend of the channel, I'm a Cup of Joe, is apparently doing their cooking stream today, which is a real shame. From what I've heard, they're not a cook, and it's gonna be a disaster. And I'm sad I've missed it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and... Oh, I see what we've done. You're giving advice? Very good. Joe Mama. Barrel, I should ban you for that. Okay, we're gonna merge at last. We're gonna keep this going. Yes, this should work. Except it won't because it's an odd number. You know what? Before I get too crazy, let's have some sense in our life. We're gonna make a backup. Roof. Backup. Haha, we've done it. Okay, so I can hide that. I can go back to the roof. Before we actually make the biggest mistake of our life, let's just do this. Okay. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn on the raffle. So I'm going to turn on the raffle. I know everyone's kind of busy with things. So we're probably going to have a little bit less raffle entries today than normal, but that's okay. I'm not even sure how to steer the raffle. So the raffle's open. Everybody feel free to join the raffle. And you get to add whatever you like to the our little treehouse boy here. Hey, what's up, Junie? Man, you know what? If I get sick on a Friday, turns out I'm never going to stream on a Saturday again. Hey. Look at Beryl redeeming those subscriber tickets. Am I feeling better? I am incredibly sleep deprived. Oh no, Chaos. Did I get anime watching done? Okay. I don't know how you like to pronounce your name. Keezen. Keezen is how I pronounce it in my head. That's why I just call you Silken for the most part. Chaos, if you would like to type in !points, it'll tell you how many points you have. And each ticket costs 5 points. Just to let you know. I should probably change it just to be 1 point, right? They should just cost 1. Oh, you have a ton of points. Holy cow. Kizen, I don't know how offended you're going to be by this. Are you a fan of Ghost in the Shell? How does everybody feel about Ghost in the Shell? Silken Coat works? Okay. And when I say Ghost in the Shell, I'm referring to the anime, not the live-action, white-coated, whatever junk that happened. I'm talking about the real classic. All right, I'm just going to say my opinion. I watched Standalone Complex, the series, season 1. I watched about 3 episodes of it. And after like 3 episodes, I was like, I hate this. This is so boring. I like the first movie a lot. I'm a decent enough fan of Ghost in the Shell. Like, it's good. It's a good series. Standalone Complex is awful. You remember watching on Adult Swim late at night thinking it was such an adult thing to watch, even though I have no idea what any of it meant? I remember sneaking up to watch Inuyasha. That was my big one. I would plug my door when I lived in my parents' middle bedroom, like down this hallway, so you could hear everything I did. I would plug my door with a quilt and watch Inuyasha because I wasn't allowed to watch Inuyasha. I remember doing that a lot. You will save Sierra. You can save if you want. It's only a competition, so there's always a chance that a single ticket will win you a sketch. So if you save and you get 1,000 tickets and somebody bets 1, you can still lose. Okay. That is not the worst thing I've ever seen. He does look cool. It does look cool. I'm going to give it that. I might be out of my mind right now, but this thing does look good. There we go. We'll do it just like that. Yeah. Standalone Complex has some awesome music. I agree. I think Standalone Complex has really good music. My problem with Standalone Complex is the character design. It's so not Ghost in the Shell, which is weird because it's the largest volume of Ghost in the Shell that we have, right? Like, it's the most Ghost in the Shell that you can get. But, like, okay, so there's smart tanks. There's these, like, tanks that people get inside, and they have wheels on them, and they move really well. And they have, like, little girl anime voices. And you're like, why? For what? Tachikoma? Is that their name? Tachikoma? That sounds right. You just watch it and you're like, what were you thinking? Like, why did you do it this way? You didn't think of them as girls' voices? They're like bubblegum anime girl voice. It's the worst. Like, that trope is so done to me, and I know Standalone Complex came out in the 90s, so, like, who cares? Hey, T. More as kids' voices? Okay, I can definitely see that. Thank you, T. I've never seen the live-action adaptation of Ghost in the Shell, but the OG anime is a great mix of action, mystery, and existential philosophy. Yeah, I'm talking about Standalone Complex, which is part of the original series. I think it's a direct sequel to the original movie. Or no, it's previous to the original movie. It takes place before the events of the original movie. I'm pretty sure. I read the Wikipedia article, and I liked what I read, and then I hated the show. It just doesn't do it. That's all I'm going to say. You've heard me talk enough about it. You know how I feel about it. It just doesn't do it. It's got bad energy. Okay, so I can afford to do this. Hello? I can afford to do that. We're going to just very quickly come into here while I think about topology, because I don't want to think about topology right now, but I'm going to have to. The second movie was more forced? Yeah, for sure. You know, it's a shame. There is a 2D, 3D artist that I've been following for a really long time. I want to say his name is Ichikora. Hey, Chaos is on the lurk. There is this artist that I've been following for a real long time, and they got hired to be a character artist on the new animated whatever Ghost in the Shell thing. And they released a trailer, and it was just like very unprofessional looking. And it was a shame, because it was like, this is the guy. This is the guy I've been following forever. I want him to be like the Ghost in the Shell guy. But then it looks like right now it's a Netflix series. I refuse to watch any anime unless it has well-done gay main characters from here on out. I prefer the gay middle rare. Wow. Yeah, well, coming from Japan, maybe you're gonna have a little bit of trouble with your desire for gay characters. But who am I to stop you? This is my best choice, I think. I think that's going to be how we do this. Let's try that. Let's see how that looks. I really I'm of the opinion that I'm sort of over, like, gay, straight, whatever. You were trying to get bonus sub tickets and it didn't give them to you? Why did it not do that? Here. Give at I'm a cup of tea. What is it? 10? So 50. There you go. There you go. The Standalone Complex, I think, suffered a bit from trying to be a series and the necessity of filling all the time and commodifications of the show, for sure. And while we're talking about watching anime, I really need to watch the new Evangelion. It's on my list. It's like the most important thing in the world to me, but I have to be in the right mood for it. So I'm not doing it yet. We'll get there. Oh yeah, it only takes place on your first ticket anyway. The subscriber bonus is only for your first purchase. All right. I'm like super upset that I can't be watching the Joe cooking stream right now. Please make him take a VOD of this. Honestly, that looks literally perfect. This looks like the set design for Nightmare Before Christmas in Kingdom Hearts. Like, this looks like Kingdom Hearts sort of look to me. Turn Birdhouse stream into a live react. I'm inclined to do that. I'm kind of inclined to do that. He said he would VOD it. Perfect. Very appreciated, Silken. If we had pre-planned for it, I would have loved to jumped in a VC with him while he did it. But one, I didn't plan on doing a Saturday stream anyway. Two, that's Joe's own business. Joe does what Joe wants. Joe's a crazy man. And he on a few-hour break while things cook in the pot. What's he doing on his break? Is he playing games? Or is he just going to take like a hard break? Okay, this should look reasonable. Oh, it does look good. Oh, it does look good. That does look pretty good. I am pretty pleased with myself. All right, let's do this thing. Let's get this going. Now, the question is, am I going to put like a little bird in it? So you can catch the end when you are done here, for sure. I have to make a confession to everybody. I feel like the romance in anime are too tropey and boring. Friendships tend to be much more engaging. Oh yes, sorry. I said I don't want to have gay characters in anime anymore, and then I didn't finish my thought. So before that gets clipped and turned into something offensive, I kind of am just sick of, like, characters making it everybody else's business that, like, their sexuality and stuff. I'd rather just, like, how cool would it be if you look at Superman and you're like, I don't know if he's gay or not. That'd be the coolest thing ever. That'd be great. I don't need him being like, here's my woman, I like having sex with this woman. Like, I don't need that. Just make him a character and let me decide if he's gay or not. You know, I think there is an argument for, like, you know, gay culture needs to be more legitimized and there's not enough support for it. And I think there is an argument there. But for the most part, I'm sick of characters being like, there's the gay one, and there's the straight one, and there's the lesbian, and it's like, why? Just have them be people. I prefer anime romance to like Hollywood or Disney romance. I'm gonna say I think anime romance is one of the more egregious ones out there. Anime can get a little too much for me. All right. Honestly, that is not terrible looking. This is pretty it, as far as I'm concerned. The topology is bad. Like, don't get me wrong. We're gonna have to fix this. But I kind of love this. Like, I think this works on, like, a deep level. That's everything. think that works pretty well. It looks a little unprofessional to some degree, and it shouldn't have taken me this long to do it. I hear everybody's calls right now. But I'm sick. I have an excuse. I'm going to use that. Anime romance, at least from shows I've seen, is like having a crush and it very slowly develops over time into something and not developed at all, which I love. It's so awkward and cute. Really depends on anime. I really like Wotokoi, and they have some nice older office romance ones, which now are nice, more realistic. Don't tell me they gay/straight, show me. That's what I'm saying. And make it hard to tell. Make it real hard to tell. The last thing, like, straight people need right now, saying this as a relatively straight person myself, the last thing, like, straight people need is to, like, fit people in a box. It should be this big, weird, hard-to-read thing. I don't need, like, Star Wars. I don't need Disney coming out and being like, actually, R2-D2 is gay. It's like, no. Enough. I'm sick of, like, Wikipedia articles being made about characters saying what they are. Just do it. What's a stitch? Relatively straight? I don't know what I am anymore. I have no clue what I am anymore. I'm just living my best life. That's all it comes down to. There we go. We're going to do that, and I'm honestly just going to take you and push you in. Can't be mad about that. Can't be mad about that. Don't pull a J.K. Rowling? What is that? What do you mean by that? Like, I understand, but, like, to what degree is that a J.K. Rowling? Okay, am I going to make the little stem on top? She came out and said Dumbledore was gay. That's annoying. Okay, can you give me context? I'm not sure I understand what we're talking about. Okay, that's my roof. I'm done. I'm done. Roof. Roof. I can't believe it's already 3:10. I feel like I have barely been working today. The brain is not screwed on this day. She could have included his lover in the story if she wanted. People know he's gay, not just say it after the fact. Same thing you were earlier with actual R2-D2 is gay. This house has big Animal Crossing energy for sure. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It gets so, like, prejudice very quick. Like, I've been in meetings with people, and I don't love this. And I didn't support it. I'm an active fighter. Know that I'm a freedom fighter at the end of the day. But I've been in meetings with people, and people have been like, let's have a black character. It's like, what are you talking about? Just make a character. We want him to be black because it's an aesthetic thing. And it's like, what are you talking about? What world do you live in? Why is sexuality and skin color and male, female like an aesthetic thing? That's just so weird. Such a bizarre way to look at the world around you. And I know that's like predominantly how a lot of people look at the world around them, which is the sad part. But like, what a crazy way to look at the world. There we go. We'll do that. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, so I should be able to just grab this rim and throw a little bit of a bevel on it. Actually, let's grab two of these guys. unless you're writing something that is like culturally dependent on race, like slavery or some sort of social, political sort of thing, don't just make a character black because you feel like they have to be black. Like, that's just weird. That's just such a weird thing. Just open up a cast, right? You do casting calls, and during your casting call, the best actor succeeds. End of story. I think it would depend on context. Trying to be mindfully inclusive is a good thing. Yeah. I think we're saying the same thing. Just weird. It's just weird how like people get specific about stuff like that and they think that they're the ones who are like doing good in the world. Also, why is it cutting in like that? I don't like that. I don't like that. There's definitely an argument for like, you know, there's been less opportunities for minorities. And so if you just say the best actor gets the job, it's possible the best actor will more often than not be a white person. Or whatever the predominant culture of where you are is. And so there is a time where you have to like support people who are at a disadvantage. But for the most part, I think when people cast specific characters, it just gets weird. I don't know. So I guess I'll reveal a little caveat of my writing. For people who've been following me for a while, you'll know that I've been working on a book for a really long time. Still working on the book. It's still been a really long time. I have a character. I'm not going to reveal their name because I think that's a little too giving. But I have a character who is a child and politically in a weird alternate universe. I think children shouldn't have gender, like publicly. I think it like supports predatory behavior towards children and stuff, and I think children just shouldn't be thought of as male and female. I don't think it like serves a purpose. And that's fine that the world works the way it is. Let me put that out there. Like I'm not some crazy person who thinks that I'm going to like become president and change this or something. It's just a personal opinion that I have. But I have this character who is a child and they're a weird kid. They're very cool. They're like one of the main characters. And their whole thing is I never say she, him, her, his. The whole time in the book, they're treated as being non-binary. But they're a kid, so they're not non-binary. They're just whatever. And I just never explain it. And I'm crossing my fingers that if the book does well enough and has enough of a following, I want to hear how people talk about that character. Because I think people are going to be really confused. And I want them to be. I want them to be, like, crazy confused about that character. That's my goal. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just very into, like, subtlety when it comes to that kind of stuff. I hate when people are overtly just like, this character is gay. This character is blank. It's needless. It's boring. It doesn't make for good stories. Sometime after Harry Potter was finished, she went on Twitter and started diversifying the cast in retrospect. Part of the wonder of writing a book is the fact that what is not written is free for interpretation, therefore you can leave the race out. Yeah, exactly. You know why she did that, though, right? J.K. Rowling is not one of my favorite people in the world. I'm going to go ahead and just put that on record. Kind of did a lot of negative stuff for the writing community. There's a very unrealistic expectation that a lot of people have about writing because of Harry Potter, unfortunately. And that's a shame. Also, I think I just solved a little problem. Let's dissolve that. You think people wouldn't even notice? I hope people don't notice. I mean, that's the goal, right? It just shouldn't matter. But yeah, so I got a little non-beanie character that I really like in my story, and I hope it generates at least a little bit of a conversation. I hope somebody talks about it. If not during my lifetime, when I'm gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, that's not gonna work. So this is gonna have to sit like this, which I don't love, but that does look fine. Okay, perfect. Let's do that. It was a plain griff on her part. I think she saw the imminent movie deal coming on the horizon and saw that if she went out of her way to label characters correctly, that it would be easier to cast and like represent that cast and give intentionality to the cast. Would it be okay if I talked about the plot instead? Question mark. I think that's a rhetorical question, but sure, if you want to. I think you didn't actually mean that, but I'm reading that as if you meant that. So you do whatever you like, Kizen. Of your book? Yeah, you can talk about the plot. That's fine. I've put a lot of effort into this book. I hope the plot's good. The plot is good. I'm gonna go ahead and just break the myth. The plot is very good. I put a lot of effort into this book. Yeah, you don't have to talk about the non-binary character. If people don't realize the character is non-binary, more power to them, right? Like you were saying. That's kind of always been like one of my leading like thoughts when it comes to sexuality and stuff is like it really only matters to you, your romantic partners, and your doctor. Beyond that, who cares? Although I wish you hadn't mentioned it because I am curious if I would have noticed. I'm sorry. I've ruined it. I've ruined the big surprise. Honestly, somebody had to do it. Somebody had to ruin that surprise for you. Let's apply scale, but I don't think this is going to work. Yeah, it's not going to work because of that guy right there. The Harry Potter movies were made as the movies were made. Could have given you a spoiler alert. Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. There's a character in my writing who I don't distinctly describe. There's your spoiler alert. They're sweet. They're a lovely character. They are probably the coolest character. So it's got a cast of 3 characters, 3 main characters, 6 if you really want to think about it, but 3 main characters. And this is the character that definitely stands out the most amongst them. In a good way, in a really good way. They are very cool. I've poured a lot of effort into this character. There we go. That'll do. So now I should be able to grab you and tie you back to here now that it's been done. And grab you and dissolve you. Can I just do a cut right through the middle here? I can. Hey, that looks perfect. Don't click texture, please. Let's do this. Dissolve. You know what? I'm going to leave it like that for now. I can re-top about that later, but that's going to be the way we do it for now. So that's my birdhouse. Okay. Birdhouse. So how much time do we have? We are running out of time pretty quick. My perception of time is ruined today. So now what? Now what do we want to do? I think what I want to do is grab all of this. Let's grab all that. Next. And let's extrude along normals and hope that this looks okay. Sorry to anybody who can hear the insane noise that is happening outside my house. I have no control over it. These people are just nuts. They just showed up here one day. The birdhouse is so cute. Well, thank you very much. We're honestly just plugging away at this point. Okay, will this work? That looks all right. In the back of my mind, all I can think is that I regret not being in Joe's cooking stream. Okay, hold on. You think a part of the rallying issue is there was too much attention pressure put on her individually, not excuse a lot more egregious statements. Most people are not good people, but she kind of had a decade where everyone put her representation of youth culture. I can agree with that. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. I think the problem for me... Yeah, I think you're right. You know what? I think you're 100% right. I think, you know, to say that it was all her fault is definitely an overstatement. And to say that she's the one who's responsible might be like, hey, I think society is responsible for this. You know what? I think that's a very, like, mature opinion to have on the whole thing. All I know is her whole thing where she said that wizards go to the bathroom on the floor and then whisk it away. That's when I lost it. That's when I stopped. That's the moment I stopped being a kid. That's when I understood that, like, the world is corrupt and evil. That looks bad. Oh, man. That looks kind of bad. I don't like the way that looks. I don't love the way that looks. I don't know how to fix it, though. I'm not even sure if I want to fix it. Wait a second, I can just do this. Why didn't I think to do this forever ago? Just solved all my problems immediately. What am I doing? I've really lost it today. We're crazy. We're out of it. We don't have a brain anymore. This kind of looks like the straw man from Wizard of Oz, and that's how I feel. This is me right now. This is a representation of my brain, currently. Okay. Beryl, I kind of agree with you, but I also, like, I know what money does to people. And it's not, I don't think it's that easy. Like, I sort of agree with you, right? I'm not sure if it's fair to blame people for the way they react to a piece of media that was amazingly written in a piece of someone's childhood. I don't think that's what we're talking about, Junie. Also, I'm not going to say it's amazingly written. It is not that well written. I think people going out of their way to slam it is definitely in bad faith. But it's not a good piece of literature. No, I'm talking about publishers. Like the people who strive to make money off of her creating it. That's society, right? Like, the fact that a single person can't make a book and they can't be held responsible for making a book and so on and so forth. Let's do this. We're going to lower this down a little bit. I mean, that is a smart thing to do, but authors are expected to do Q&As. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was sort of inevitable. I don't think there's a world in which she didn't go off the deep end. I think at the end of the day, what we really should be saying is, like, people who write children's books should not be influential figures by default. Like, if you write a kid's book and you're also a cool person, more power to you. But writing a kid's book doesn't make you a cool person. And I think maybe that's, like, the price we really paid for all of this. I'm going to say that looks decent to me. Those are good normals. Okay, we'll take it right there. That looks fine. Okay, so now I just got to make this little cool piece. Easier said than done. Easier said than done, bud. How we want to do this. You know what? Let's check the merge real quick, because I think we have unmerged. No, don't do that. Okay, nothing. Nothing. Okay, so there's one line. You know, I do think about Harry Potter every now and again. And I think, are we going to talk about Harry Potter the way we talk about Great Gatsby in 100 years? And I hope we don't. We also need to learn to separate art/entertainment from the artist, for sure. But I think that's where society comes into the picture. That's where people need to stop sensationalizing, like, not to get into, like, big political territory here, because I know we're bordering on very political territory, but just to put it out there, we should stop hiring businessmen to be the president, and we should stop hiring, like, kids writers to be, like, deep philosophical figures in the world. Like, we should stop hiring people who have nothing to do with what we actually want them to do. That's known as the Peters Principle, by the way. It's the idea that people hire people who just have nothing to do with the thing that they're being hired for. And it's just a weird phenomenon. I don't know why we do it. We're going to do 0.09, and that's going to be really good for us. I don't know, you know, now that I think about it, I don't know how you become a politician. Because to think that a politician is like a trained job is a little bit weird to me. So I'm not sure where that comes from, but it needs to come from somewhere. Influences explain actions but don't justify them. A justification and an explanation are two deeply different things. Beryl, I'm not sure if we're really on the same page right now. I think you're saying kind of some crazy stuff. Okay, let's make ourselves this lovely little guy. Let's see here. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Yeah, I'm not even sure I even understand what we're talking about anymore. I think the thread has been lost on me. At the end of the day, people should be held responsible for saying messed up stuff. But I think people should also be given the opportunity to explain where that stuff comes from and if there's like a social pressure or a whatever thing on top of it. Clean cup, move down. What? Was ist da? We're going to go up 1, and it's definitely going to remove just 8. Oh, yes, please. Okay, we're here. We're close. Why I can't separate this? I don't know. I don't know why it won't let me just edit this thing. Alice in Wonderland, time for a new topic? Sure, why not? You want to talk about Alice in Wonderland? What is there to say about Alice in Wonderland? I think Alice in Wonderland is maybe like the least, like the thing I care maybe the least about. I don't know if I have any opinions about Alice in Wonderland. One pill makes you larger. If anybody has the Alice in Wonderland aesthetic down, it's Chaos. T also really has Alice in Wonderland energy, so I'll take it back. T and Chaos both have Alice in Wonderland energy. Yeah, you have that energy, Chaos, for sure. You have that, like, there's something so British about Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one specifically, but I think we all relatively agree on J.K. Rowling for the most part. I don't think anybody has any strong disagreements to what's been said today. Hello? What is this? What is this? Why is this here? What are you doing? Oh, there's just a hole. Oh, it's the hole from the middle. Oh my god, it was the hole the whole time. How can we talk about how well the Lord of the Rings movies stood the test of time? So Lord of the Rings is, I'm just gonna say it, and everybody else is wrong. Anybody who disagrees with me, just know that you're wrong. Okay? Okay? They're the best movies ever made. They are the best movies ever made. Sorry. I hate to be the one to tell you that. You know? I know that's bleak, I know that there's so many things in the world and they're all beautiful and they all have their merits, but man, there is nothing better than Lord of the Rings. T is going to be right back as soon as I give my controversial opinion that they were supposed to agree with, so I guess I'm screwed. I don't think anybody disagrees with that, though. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. I think everybody agrees Lord of the Rings is the best, like, thing ever made, which is wild because Peter Jackson then went on to make, like, two different franchises that were insane. Like, I'll be the first one to tell you, Eternal Engines or whatever it's called, get out of here. What did you do? Why did you make that? I'm sure it was a passion project. I'm sure he, like, had the idea and he was really trying to do something, especially if he was trying to run away from, like, making other people's franchises. I understand. But my God, that is such a bad movie. What a crazy bad movie that is. Just the premise alone. If I heard that premise, lost funding. Would have lost funding immediately. Lord of the Rings is a great piece of media, well adapted, visually stunning, well performed. It invented the genre that it sits in, which is wild because nobody can recreate it. Kizin, Eternal Engines is a Peter Jackson movie that came out after The Hobbit, and the general premise is that all of the countries in the world have been turned into giant vehicles, giant cars, and then the goal of these vehicles is to eat other vehicles to make their country bigger. That is the general premise of Eternal Engines. So England is a giant car. Yeah, no, it's terrible. It's like the worst premise for anything I've ever heard. Yeah, so England, the most of the story takes place in England, and it's a giant car with a mouth on the front, and they're like going up on Kenya, and they're trying to eat Kenya. And then they try to go to Hawaii, and they try to eat Hawaii. And every now and again, people break off a car and go start a new nation. It's awful. This is a guy who made Lord of the Rings. This is one of the most creatively important people in the universe. And he made the movie about cars eating each other. What on earth? What the heck, Peter Jackson? Also, I'm pretty pleased with this. I'm gonna say I'm pretty pleased with this. I kind of wish it was more squared off the more I'm looking at this. So I'm gonna square it off, is what I'm gonna do. You'd have that in your garden? Very nice. Could be an interesting concept about imperialism and how we treat neighboring countries. I mean, that's exactly what it's supposed to be. But I'll be the first person to tell you it's terrible. It's not a good movie. Like, is the acting good? Yes. Is the special effects good? Yes. Is it, like, kind of a cool movie? Yeah. But you just can't take it seriously. There's no part of it that I, like, watch and I'm like, yeah. It seems like it would require a book. I agree with that. It would require a book, and they would have to say moving countries and not explain anything else. And it would be entirely up to you to think of what that means. But no, they're cars. At the end of the day, they're cars. And you see them as cars in the movie. You're hoping against hope that the Dune movie will be good? Who's it being made by? Who's making the Dune movie? It's not Peter Jackson, is it? Mortal Engines, more like we murdered the laws of conservation of energy as well as the square cube law. Also, how do you feed the population? Yeah, basically. No worries, Chaos. I'm just sitting here ranting about Peter Jackson. One of my favorite people who I feel kind of lost his mind a little bit. Dennis Volnir? I've never heard of him. I think small name directors are the ones who have to prove a point. And, you know, you shouldn't trust anything 100%, but I think I would trust somebody like that. What's the publisher? Like, who's releasing the movie? Who has the rights? There we go. That's a lot better looking. That's got the cutesy vibe that I'm going for. How much time do we have? We only have 20 minutes left? What has happened to today? Okay, let's put the roof back on and let's color this bad boy. Oh boy. Okay, so I have a cool idea for how I want to paint this thing. I have a really cool vibe. HBO, currently getting a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Can't be mad at that. HBO, to me, reminds me a lot of early Disney, where it hasn't quite hit the point where it's like nonsense yet, but I think we're gonna get there. Let's do 6 there. We're gonna do 1 here. And that should give us a pretty tight look. Maybe 0.75. Yeah, that's the good look. That's that good look right there. And now we're gonna do something a little nuts. We're gonna do something just a little bit nutty here. Is that audience or critique score? That is a good qualification to ask. Okay, we're gonna throw on... Yeah, I don't trust critics ever. The only people I remotely trust are music critics, and even then, your mileage may vary. I do like music critics because I think ultimately what music critics are hoping to achieve is pretty strong. There should be 2 critical scores on there. If one of them is missing, then it has to be only critics. Is it out yet? I guess that's the other question. Has it come out yet? Okay, so you should be able to see what I'm doing here. It should make perfect sense what I'm up to over here. We're going to tear it in a very specific pattern first. It must have just come out since there are showtimes now. Got it. Yeah, so it's pretty new. I mean, that's not an immediate distrust from me, but yeah, that definitely requires more... would require more thinking on my part. Okay, that's not exactly how I wanted that to look. So we're going to do one more mix RGB in here. This is going to get a little weird, but I promise it should look good when it's done. The goal is to make a really nice painted effect. And I have a pretty clear idea of how I'm doing it, but it's just gonna be a little back and forth for me. So let's throw on a Musgrave. Lo and behold, red uses a Musgrave texture. What else is new? And we're going to use probably a subtraction of this, I think, is how I want to do this. Let's take a look at it. Okay, there's that. Get that detail all the way up. Get that dimension really low. Get that scale tiny. Yep, just big, giant globs right there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to linear light to start with, and I'm going to do subtract if this doesn't work. So the goal is to make sections of this that have way more like white on them. Why does that look so bad? What? Okay, so the paint is like wearing away. That's the general idea that we're going for. Let's stick to that. Let's get really high res on this thing. Okay, so we're going to definitely have to use like a difference on this. And I'm going to even lower this guy down to a 0.75 to make it even high detail. This is it. This has got to work. This right here has got to work. Look at that. Look at that look. How do we feel about that? Looks pretty good as far as I'm concerned. Just little tiny portions where the paint has chipped. I'm going to go ahead and add a color ramp here. This is the missing ingredient. And we basically want to just push these guys together a lot. That looks so good. That looks so crazy good. Okay, okay, that's it, right there. That looks crazy good. That has such a vibe to it. Perfect. Looks walnutty. Does look a little bit walnutty, doesn't it? Now here's the real kicker. We're going to attach this to a color ramp. Sir, please. How much time do I have? I have 10 minutes? Oh, we're going to kill this. I made this in 8 minutes? What are we talking about over here? Okay, the goal is to get the strength. Just get a good clean look at this. There we go. So we want to invert this. First and foremost, we want to invert this. So we want really strong wood here and really light looking wood here. So we're going to start with like a 0.9 and you're going to be like a 0.4. Let's drop you down to like a 0.2. Let's bring you up to like a 0.3. That looks a little too strong for me, so we're going to drop that down just a little bit. I don't know why it's so gray looking. You've gotten so much better at wood since the dock. Can I spoil something for you, Silken? I hate to be the person to spoil this for you, but I'm going to spoil something for you about my wood. Everything you see here is by my own hand. I've done it. I'm the creator of this. But this wood, this Q oak, any texture that you see with a Q in front of it is pre-made. So there was a Saturday a couple of weeks ago where I just sat down and pre-made all of this. I was just like, let's nail it. And I just went for it. And so I pre-made all my textures. I don't think that illegitimizes anything. I think it's still cool. But yeah, this is not all just done by hand. Okay, I actually like the way this looks a lot. That looks so real. That looks crazy real right there. That doesn't mean you haven't gotten better at it. That's true. I appreciate that. Well, thank you, Kizen. Kizen. You still did it by hand just earlier? That's true. This is very true. Kizen, how do you pronounce your name? And what does it mean? Like, what is your name? Okay, I kind of want to give it like a weird little metal roof, but I think that's going to be the dumbest thing you could do. Although... You know what? Let's go on the roof real quick, and let's go back to our Q oak. Let's make another one. Oh, I see. The white paint isn't true white paint. That's why it looks so bad. There we go. Much better. Now the roof. Kizen is a rare, a race of space cats made by Larry Niven. I love that. How do you pronounce them? Or is it just written and there's no way to pronounce it? I like the word since it sounded like something a cat would naturally be able to say. Kizen? Kiesen? Okay, I hate to do this, but we're just going to try this real quick. Kuzen. Kuzen. Correct? Yes or no? Kuzen? Okay, so we got ourselves a sheer metallic looking roof. Why is the roof metallic? I don't know. Not so much you. Cousin? Kizen? Cousin. Like cousin? You my cousin? Blender 3 has better math nodes and hold be able to invert that way as well. Okay, I'll check it out on Discord. I'm very excited for the next Blender for sure. Okay, let's make this bad boy just a default Fresnel rusty sort of texture. If I put this in a game, I'm gonna have to redo the roof, but I don't know if this is game art or not. I kind of just jumped into stream today being like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't feel good, just get something done. And I'm pretty pleased with what we've done. I could say quite confidently I'm happy with the result. It should be way more brown than that. Like that. You know, I'm just realizing how little brown there is in copper. I want that. That's the color I want. That, but maybe a little bit less saturated. Okay, so now we got this set up correctly. Seen so many peeps have an early access to the build. I mean, you could download it. It's not hard to get early access, but it's just not reliable. So I don't use it. We'll get there though. I've switched over to using Eevee for the most part, so I'm not too displeased with what we got going on right now. I will be switching eventually. What am I doing? Okay. That is a perfect roof. Perfect, baby boy. I might reverse it. Perfect, baby boy. Does it look a little misplaced like this? I think so, yes. There's a real pronunciation. The Kizunti are canon in Star Trek. Got it. Kizunti. Sounds like what you say when somebody sneezes. I realize that sounds like a corny joke. I meant that very sincerely. Okay, we're going to give this maybe like a red. How does that feel? Humma. I kind of want to play with this a little bit. What if I throw on... Okay, here's a new idea. How much time do I have? 4 minutes? Let's make this 4 minutes count. What if we did this? What is this going to look like? It's not quite wrong. Also, disclaimer, I do not support the species culture as a whole. I have no idea what that even means. I'll just wait till at the 3 point is available in the package manager because I don't want to go through the manual process. Yeah, I don't blame you at all. Also, this is looking a little crazy. Oh, wait. What? What? Why is it not showing any of the wood? Why is it not showing any of the wood? That doesn't make any sense. Just because I changed one color doesn't mean that this color got changed. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, you know what? Screw that. We're going to keep the nice red little birdhouse. Little red with the green roof. I can live with that. That looks pretty all right to me. Boy, this is a weird little project we've done. This is a bit of a weird project. I don't know how I feel about this. This is definitely not the same as my normal work, but there's a weird charm to it. I hate the roof to some degree, but there is a charm to this. Oh, okay. There's my big yawn. There's the big yawn of a sleep-deprived man. They originally put out as bad guys, so they're kind of portrayed as warmongering misogynist people, kind of like the original Fringy, another greedy capitalist. The metal roof looks weird but an interesting way. I appreciate that. It's got a vibe, for sure. It's a game object that I would walk up to. It's just, it's missing something. I don't know what it's missing. Maybe whoever wins the draw today will add that something for us. Oxidized copper is more rough. All right, you got it. We'll keep that in mind. All right. I am going to close the entries for the raffle in 1 minute. If you would like to get in on the raffle, now is your chance. Now is your chance. Get in there. I think the inside of the box should also be different. I think it should be unpainted, but we'll get there when we get there. Okay. If I throw the noise texture up on this for Nell, is that going to do anything for us? Time for Chaos to get 99 tickets? Honestly. Alright, let's check this real quick. Oh, that looks way cooler. That's a look. It doesn't look photorealistic or anything like that, but it is cool. It is a cool look. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of a bump to this, because there's no way this thing is nice and pretty like this. In fact, I probably shouldn't even have done that. What a song. What a great song from a great game. Oh! Okay, if I remove this, but we have the bump. Hey, Ganon 3D. Thank you, Ganon. Very appreciated. Okay, so we're definitely going to want both of these things together. And we're going to want to lower that strength down. Does that look bad? It looks a little bad. Let's throw on one little color ramp here. And then I will select your winner. So we're going to go ahead and close the entries. And I'm picking a winner. It is Beryl. All right, Beryl. Let's hear your madness. I always know to expect some level of chaos from you. Hey, thank you for the raid. Burbs. Yeah, I'm making a little birdhouse. Ganon, we just did a raffle, and our bud Beryl has won, and Beryl is about to give me some sort of crazy prompt to work on, so I'll be taking it from there. I'm assuming you are also a 3D modeler, and you just got done doing some 3D modeling? Oh yeah, get the hype going. I don't know if I love this or not. You made a shark? All right, hold on. Let me show off the shark to everybody. While Beryl comes up with their game plan, let's look up a shark real quick. Please don't play my voice. It's gonna play my voice. Okay. Let's see. Ganon 3D. There you are. Make sure your name is spelled correctly. Oh, look at your shark. Let's check this bad boy out. Oh, look at that little guy. Your timeline got blocked out in a weird way. Why is it blocked out so strange like that? I'm going to mute you just so we don't have cross audio. Look at this cutie. Oh, I dig it. Look at you. Just a pro retopo. Can you get a chimney over the birdhouse? Yeah. I do illegal things? Like what? Oh, I love the shark. Great, great, great. Streaming music like a monster? Oh, you are. You're the worst. I will not be playing your audio. Oh, you get to see my back end. There we go. Not the first time you all get to see my back end. So a chimney. Have the shark eating the bird and leave the bird sticking out of his teeth? The heck? Since when is Joe on your computer? Okay, so you want a chimney. I have a feeling a chimney is going to be very easy to do. Okay, so let's pop these guys out just a little bit. Hey, Gannon, questions for you, if you don't mind answering some questions. If you don't want to answer questions, let me know. But I always like to ask people a bunch of questions. How long have you been 3D modeling? +10 years. You're a crazy person. I love it. As easy as the roofing, your chimney is going to be infinitely easier than the roof, for sure. Ba-dum-bum. That is, yeah, a long time. Have you done it professionally? You must, right? Also, Ganon, I don't know if you need any more recommendations in the world, but Chaos is an amazing artist. So, shout out to Chaos. You made it your career? That's awesome. Can you share any information with us about that? Or is it all NDA, crazy, closed door sort of stuff? You will bat me, honestly? I have nothing but love and reverence for my 2D artists. Chaos is great. Yeah, so can you tell us anything about what you're working on, what you're doing, stuff like that? What are you proud of? What have you gotten your name on? Stuff like that? I work on slots lately. Oh, dude. So I got very inspired a couple of months ago by the slot machines from Phantasy Star Online 2. The original Phantasy Star Online 2, not New Genesis. They have a Rappy slot machine that I got like super obsessed with. And I decided I was going to make a slot machine here on stream. And that was like one of the first streams where I realized you can't do that in 3 hours. Because I was making kind of simple stuff before that, and then that one I was like, what am I doing? Nothing anybody would know, a couple of failed games and a ton of slots. That's awesome. Do you have any like predominant goals, or are you just kind of doing you, man? Like, do you want to work on a game someday? I'm sure you have worked on games. That's not to say that you haven't worked on games, but are you feeling games one day? All right, that's about as much as I think I want to change there, just to give it a little bit more of a look. TM. There we go. That's what we're going to do. Okay, let's make a chimney. Chimney, 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 chimney. When I think of a chimney, I have a very distinct look in my mind. Slots are games, just not the normal audience. Yeah, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean like slots aren't games. I meant, do you want to make like... You know, I was going to ask... Here's the question that I was going to ask unfiltered, but I'm going to filter it afterwards. Did you want to make a game of your own? But now I'm thinking, are the slot machines your own game? Like, are you working for a company, or is it like your thing? Because like if you're making your own slot machines, okay, I was about to say like, that's actually kind of dope. If you were just like freelancing slot machines and being like, yeah, I make slot machines, what of it? That's kind of the dopest shit I could think of. The dream is to start my own studio. For what? What would you do with your studio? You'd love to make an adventure game. Hey, there you go. So my goal is definitely to start my own studio. I've reached a point in my life where it's basically like, just I'm going to do it. However hard it's going to be, I'm just going to do it. So I will be making a company, whether it fails or not, one day. And it probably will fail, and that's okay. And I'm gonna learn. But that's the goal. Treasure hunting kind of game. I love that. Gotta love a treasure game. You love world building? Man, you've come to the right place. World building is kind of my MO. I'm known from a lot of people for being just kind of a nuts world builder. It's kind of my thing. So if you ever want to talk to somebody about world building, feel free. I understand that that can be kind of scary. I myself am very intimidated by that often because like it's very scary to know like whether people have your right interests in mind, whether people are going to take your stuff without whatever, but if you need somebody to talk to me sometime. I love talking world building. It's what I consider myself an expert on. All right, we're going to do a little bit of that, and we're going to push this guy in a little bit more. 3D modeling, on the other hand, is definitely not my main cup of tea. There we go. I don't know why there'd be this kink here. I actually think that'd be a really bad way to make a chimney, but it just feels right. Making games a lot of fun, scratches a lot of itches, art, puzzles, organizing, for sure. There's something very magical about game design, and there's something very magical about games media. Like, watching people analyze games, people doing lore videos, stuff like that. That's just like, what a world we live in. Something so cool and interesting about all that sort of stuff. I don't know what I'm going for here. Treasure hunting, yes please. I do love a treasure hunt game. I think the perfect format for a game for me is a format that I know does not work and is not commercially viable. There's a game called The Room. It's like... It's a puzzle game. Man, it's hard to describe. It's a puzzle game where you just touch things. Yeah, The Room. It's such a cool idea for a game. Saf. Hello, Saf. It's similar to an escape room, yeah, for sure. But it's like weirdly existential. Like, I wouldn't call it an escape room because the goal of your character is not to leave. And man, like that game, I've always thought, like, how would I make a game like that? And I think the standard answer for me is I wouldn't. I would not make a game like that. That is a difficult premise for a game. But it is a cool idea. There's something to be said about adding puzzles to games that I think a lot of people don't think too hard about. Do you have any tips for building a magic system? Oh boy. Yes, I do. So magic. Here's what I'm going to say about building a magic system, because here's how I built my magic system. Just do whatever you want. Just do anything that you want. Do whatever seems cool to you. Just go for it. And then take a really long time. Be very pragmatic, very careful, and say, what is the social ramification for this? And see if it's viable. So, if people have the ability to summon meteors from the sky, guess what? You have a lot of destroyed buildings. You have a lot of property that's been destroyed that you now have to deal with as a writer. And so, do you really want people to shoot meteors out of the sky? And if so, how have people decided to work with this? Do they have anti-air cannons that shoot the meteors out of the sky for them? Have they moved underground? And that's just one spell. So I think that's where I struggle with things like D&D, where there's like 1,000 spells. And it's like, why would you have so many spells if you can't get like a few of them right? So every time you add a spell, you have to ask yourself, what's the implication of this spell? So I think the best writing system, in my experience, also I hate this chimney, like with a passion. I don't know how to make this chimney better. The best magic system, I think, universally speaking, is the bending from Avatar. Because at the end of the day, before we start talking about like blood bending and lightning bending, and I don't agree with that stuff, but before we talk about all that, all it is it's 4 spells. You only cast 4 spells. Right? Levitate water, levitate earth, create fire, and create wind. There's only 4 spells in the whole show until you get to the extra stuff. That's dope. That's like the dopest thing ever. And you can like very easily imagine how society works around that. When people go like, I summon ninjas, right? In Naruto, they turn into blocks of wood. There's a thing where if somebody attacks you, you can like replace your form with a block of wood or whatever. That sucks. That is terrible. Because you know what you would do? Let's not do that. You would just replace your body with a bunch of blocks of wood and build a house. Yet in Naruto, they cut down trees to build their houses. And it's like, why? You have the ability to turn into a log, and the log is still there. Stuff like that drives me nuts. I hate when people do magic systems that are just like, oh, well, it's magic, so we don't want to use it in our building. We don't want to derive value from this thing. I don't know. That's not how society works. So that's a very long-winded way of me saying, hey, if you want to build a good magic system, make 1 spell at a time and ask yourself, what's the implication of this spell? And if you want a little bit more than that, ask what each spell has to do with each other. Like, what's the point of the spells? Are they all psychokinetic? Are they all elemental? Are they all like what do they have in common? Why do people have access to all these different spells? Was that a crazy long-winded enough answer? Is it clear that I'm sleep deprived yet? Let's push this in. I'm losing my mind on this. What's everyone's favorite puzzle game? What's everyone's favorite puzzle game? All right, I have a strong answer. I have a really strong answer for you. It's The Witness. Ooh, The Witness. Oh, The Witness is such a good game. The Witness changed me as a person. It's pretty, and man, it's so good. The Witness. I go a little crazy for The Witness. Okay, so let me sell you on The Witness. The Witness is a game. This does not look good. Beryl, I'm sorry for what I'm doing to your idea. The Witness is a game that asks you to connect dots. So you'll like walk into somewhere and there will be like a dot like this with a line coming off of it. And you have to grab the dot and bring it down to the line. And that's how you solve the puzzle. And that's how the game starts. And eventually the game just gets bigger and bigger and weirder and weirder. And the way that it gets bigger is they don't tell you the rules to anything. They don't tell you how to solve any puzzle. You just walk around and you try. And if you can't solve it, you leave and there's another puzzle over here that you can try. And if you can't do that, you go over here and there's another puzzle over here that you can try. And you do that over and over and over again until it clicks in your brain. If you play The Witness, do not look up a guide. Do not spoil it for yourself. It is a hard game. There was a couple of sessions where I played the game and I could not figure it out. And I got very upset. Do not look up a guide. If you look up a guide, you might as well stop playing the game because the game is not good after you look up a guide. The game stops being important once you know the ending. That is not the point of the game. Don't look up a guide. If you're going to play The Witness, don't look up a guide. I swear, it's not worth it. The game's not fun if you use a guide. Oh, that game is wonderful. I 100% that game, and the moment I got it, it was over. Also, Seth, thank you. No worries at all. I care a lot about magic. In my writing, I have 3 magic systems that all combine together, and each of the 3 are basically just a single spell, but I've extrapolated them into kind of a weird mesh. So even though each of them is only a single spell, they do a lot. I also have a like place where spells come from that I think is very crucial to writing, but that doesn't matter to everybody, and it shouldn't matter to everybody. I think it's okay if magic just happens. It just has to be believable. There we go. Let's go ahead and throw on a scale here and pop that on up. I don't know why rounding it out makes it look better, but it does. And now I need to extrude this in a little bit more. Let me look at what a furnace looks like real quick, because I don't know if I know a pipe furnace. Or chimney, sorry. Chimney. Hey! About to go to the theater, but your work is bussin'. Have a great stream. Hey, thanks, Riot Lord. What are you going to go see at the movies, or are you gone already? Okay, so it is just a solid block of metal is what it looks like. I don't think it's a play, but that would be kind of dope. The Asian Marvel film guy? Oh yeah, the 12 Pearls or whatever it's called. Well, have fun. Good luck. Don't slip and fall. You're just going for the experience? Yeah, no worries. 12 noodles. Yep. All right. I have a cool idea of how this is going to work. And by cool, I meant a normal idea of how this is going to work. Thank you for the chimney. Let's do this. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, it was just a movie theater, but that's okay. Am I going to do this? Am I really going to do this? This is going to be a disaster. This is a bad idea. Don't do this. Don't do what I'm doing. Nobody do what I'm doing. Just ignore it. Okay. Honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be a lot worse than this. Oh, it is a lot worse than that. It is a lot worse than that. Oh, no. How am I going to fix this one? All right, screw it. I'm just going to do it the hard way. I know. Everyone's mad. I know everyone's going to be mad at this. I'm just going to do it the hard way. I think I can do grid fill on the bottom once I just do these 4. We're all just gonna hang on. We're all just gonna hang on. All's gonna be well. It's gonna fix itself. It's definitely not gonna be a problem. Definitely not gonna freak out. Why? All right. Also, we're getting weird tearing, even though we're in Eevee, which is strange. That's kind of out of Eevee's character. Will that work? Let's recalculate outside and see if that helps us at all. I don't even know why that would do anything for us, but I have a feeling that doesn't help us with anything. Okay. Yep, that's what I wanted. What if I did this? Will this simplify my life? No. Yes, okay. Okay, we're back. We're back. Hello? Grid fill. Why is one grid filling and one not grid filling? Please, sir? That's weird. Okay, well, we got it mostly close to the end, so we're just going to finish this guy off. I don't know why it didn't want to go all the way to the end for us, but I've dealt with worse. So I'll be thankful for the autofills that we did get. Okay. You. What? Man, I am out of breath today. Being sick really kills your lungs, doesn't it? What a shame that is. I wish I just had all the lungs in the world. Alright, that is going to be that. Grab you. Oh, what? Hello? Hello? Okay, so we're going to get a little experimental here for just a moment. But I think it's in our best interest. Yeah, problem solved. Boom. We've done it. Now I grab the whole thing and we're going to do the outsides and it's going to work. And we're done. Oh no. Oh no, it didn't work. Let's go ahead and auto-normal this to get nice rigid angles out of it. We'll do like a 60, I think. So we should have nice, strong, rigid angles, and that goes all the way down, so we're good. Problem solved. That's not the worst looking chimney I've ever seen. I just hate the way this bottom part works. But we're looking at 30 minutes in. Honestly, for 30 minutes, that's not that bad. Hey, Beryl, shout out for giving me an easy prompt for once in my godforsaken life. Very appreciated. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this going to do anything? No. You know, I'm looking at the design language of this, and I kind of think it's going to look a little bit better if I do this. I think it's going to have a little bit more weight to it. That just screams like intentional to me. There's something really good about this gap, even though this is a little cricked and weird looking. It's not my favorite shape, but it is a shape that we have decided to use on this project for some reason. If we go like this, I doubt this is going to work. Nope, don't do that. Do not do that. Okay, well, I think we might have pushed ourselves into a corner on the shape of this guy, but otherwise, I think I'm okay with it. The twin points at the top is a cool little look. This curve here is really good. I just hate that curve right there. That guy looks ugly. How do I want to fix you? How do I want to fix you? I want to take you and I want to go like this and do connected only and drop it down. Can't be too mad at that one. Okay. That is better. That's quite a bit better, actually. I might grab the rest of this guy. Let's go all the way down to here. Get rid of you. And let's smooth these guys out and see if that helps us at all. It's just making them skinnier, which is not what I wanted. You know what? I think we're done. I think we're done with this. I'm going to try and make a cloud because I'm in a crazy mood right now. Oh, I'm not in cycles, though. Okay. Shall we go to cycles? Shall we try and make a cloud in cycles? I think we shall. It's been a hot minute since I've ever made a cloud, so I don't know if I remember how to do this, but we're going to give it a nice little shot. Okay, so that's going to be the general shape of the cloud. And let's go ahead and texture this bad boy. There we go. Okay, so the roof has Q gold. Let's go ahead and add some Q gold to you. Man, I'm getting tired. Turns out, still sick. I can feel like my shoulders are just like, ugh. I'm just tired. I'm a heavy man right now. Hello? Wait a second. How did that happen? Okay, that looks a bit better, and now I'm going to take you, and we're going to change your color scheme to be something that we like. So I'm going to take the green and make it a really dark purple, and you're going to be like a near charcoal black. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Redo it. If you want to see something wacky, hop into I'm a Cup of Joe's stream. What is happening? I cannot do that right now, but if you want to tell me what's going on. I do know that I missed the cooking, or the first part of the cooking stream at least, which I am regretful of. Onions? Oh no. Okay, so onions are the spawn of Satan. Just gonna put that out there. I hate onions. Onions are terrible. So, makes sense that they would be the culprit in this one. So I'm assuming he's crying his eyes out. You won't spoil? I mean, I'm not going to be there. I'm gone from the mass. There we go. Look at that look. So we're going to want way less of the purple. And I think the purple's got to be the predominant Okay, so we're going to make this darker, 0.075. Maybe even darker than that. I guess we'll go back down to 0.0. Yep, we'll do that. 0.05. And now we take this purple and we're going to drop it way down. You know what? I think a little bit of iridescent burn might be a good look for this thing. So I'm going to switch to HSV. We're going to switch to FAR. And it should calculate for us. You want to work. I don't know if I love the way that looks. I kind of wish it was a little bit crazier looking. You know what? Instead, I'm going to go back to RGB, and we're going to find our values automatically. So let's switch to this and put a point in the middle and make this guy a little bit red. And that's how we'll make our points. Okay, that's perfect. That looks just about perfect to me. Excellent. Okay, love the way that looks. You're gonna love the way you look. So, if I'm thinking about a stovepipe correctly, I think we don't want a noise to be our little bit here. In fact, I'm not sure if we want a noise node at all. Let's do a Musgrave real quick just to see what it does. There we go. Little breaks in the setup there, and we'll come back to maybe like a 0.1. Hello? What is going on in my chat right now? Why are we screaming? All right. Ratlord left to the movies, by the way. You did shouty caps? That's okay. That's a-okay. Ratlord's going to go see the weird new Marvel movie. The Chinese Marvel movie. Something looks so strange and off about this, and I can't figure out why. There it is. That's what I wanted. Perfect. You're gonna tell them about the peanut butter? What peanut butter? What are we talking about? I'm not here today. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm not here today. Oh, I did the wrong dimension. That's why it looked so crazy. Haha, we've done it. We're here. Okay, so now I need to plug this into here. Which actually, you know what? Screw that. You're done. Let's up the metallic on this guy. We're going to put peanut butter on the high school wires so the rat would chew through them. Ah, I see. Good night, Barrel. I'll catch you in the next one, which should be Monday. No, I like the organic look a little bit better. So we're going to keep it like that. Let's up this to like 0.6, and then we'll have parts that are even way brighter than that. 0.8. There we go. That's a little bit better. Drop you down to maybe 0.4 to give us just a little bit of glossiness on there. Sure, that'll do. I kind of want to add smooth bits to it, but we'll get there in just a moment. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Perfect. There he is. Okay, so last but not least, let's throw on a color ramp here. I'll go ahead and switch it on over in just a moment. But we're going to want to go ahead and lower some of these values. I guess I should just go ahead and plug it into all these first because I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Now we take it and we go back. This is something about Musgraves that I've never understood. I've no clue why it does this. Like, clearly, the color ramp is set to the maximum extremes, but it's like the extremes here and here. Why? So I think what you want to do is add a clamp node and change your maximum values. Doesn't help, though. Doesn't do anything. Range. Color me just a little bit confused about how this one works. It does drive me crazy, though. I don't know why a color ramp won't work on this thing. So I guess a better way to do this is let me throw on a math node instead. Because I think if I take a math node, I can just round it out a little bit better. So let's do that. All right, so I'm going to throw on a math node real quick. And what I want to do is reduce the peaks and valleys, which to me means we're going to do absolute. Maybe that's wrong, though. Nope, it's not absolute. Let's try square root. I doubt that's going to work. Okay, so it got close. Divide. Why would dividing do anything? Oh, dividing is good. Oh, dividing is exactly what we want. Can I divide with, like, modulo? Here we go. I'm too confused to understand what's going on. I'm too confused. So we're going to stick with divide. I think divide's just going to be the best answer for us. So I'm just going to divide this down to like a bare minimum, and then we're going to plug everything back in, and we're going to say that's probably it for the chimney. We have 15 minutes left over, so I'm going to take this to... I'm going to take these last 15 minutes to fix up the walls of the birdhouse. And then I am going to leave early because I need sleep. I could use some good old-fashioned sleep, as they say. Interesting. So if I take this and we go back to edit mode, and I grab all of these guys and I delete them. Let me in, please. If we go, we grab all this, grab all this. Oh, I haven't made my job easy, have I? Oh, how am I gonna do this? Not gonna lie, there's a very evil voice inside my head right now that's like, just don't do it. But I'm going to do it. There's a very evil voice in my head that does not want me to do this right now. I think the easiest way that I can think to do this is to grab this wall, this wall, this wall, and the roof, which doesn't exist. How can I? Oh no. I'm reaching that point for sure. You know what? I think I might be okay with the way that it looks just by itself. Go back. Go all the way back. Bring back that little ridge right there. Do I care? Do I care that it looks like this? A little bit. It could be a lighting thing as well. No, not really. Yep, I think we're going to just call it there. I think we're going to say that's that. So let me set up a camera. We're going to get ready for a camera shot, and then I'm going to call it. And we're going to raid somebody, and I think we all know who we have to raid today. I think it's very obvious who we're raiding. So let's do a little bit of GY. GZ, get that up there. I'm going to really try and get a nice angle on this because I want to get that like really good stim. And then we're going to go ahead and switch to this view, switch to our camera, and double check what world we want to be in. So let's go ahead and say, field sounds right. Field is bright though. You know what? I think that's a not bad looking shot as far as I'm concerned. So I think that's going to be our final shot for the day. The inside does look a little cheap and scrubby, but so be it. I'm going to use the excuse that I was sick. There we go. That's my pick. There she is, all done. Oh, I never made the cloud, did I? Too bad. Too late. We're going to get rid of all those guys. And we're good to go. So thank you everybody who put up with my madness today. I'm going to go take a nice little rest, and I will be back good as new on Monday. So until then, I will see you, and I'm going to go send you off to the chaos. I'm going to go send you off to the absolute nutjob himself, who apparently is destroying the world around him. So let's go see what he's up to. Alright, a little bit of a raid. And of course it's gotta be you. Let's start that raid. Ciao.